Very good. I'm David Ostro, graduate of the class in 1975. Well, I think the greatest accomplishment that anybody can have is to have a great family that loves you and you love them back. That's the platform for every other possible success or accomplishment that you can have in life, and I think I have that. I know I do. But I think beyond that, probably what I've been able to do with my technical financial skills, my organizational skills, leadership skills, and to really bring those together, have that confluence to really help people, be of service to organizations and people. I'm proud of what I've done professionally, and that's been great, and I take a lot of pride in that, and I guess that by itself is an accomplishment, but if that's all I did with those skills, I think it would have come up way short. So it's really all about bringing that confluence of skills for, to help people, in the best way possible. Well, I think first of all, I have to talk about the faculty. I still think all these years later about the influence that several teachers had on me, both from a personal standpoint as well as my academics. I can think back on several so fondly. So I have to say that first of all, the faculty here at that time, and I know that to be true today, is just fantastic. That was great. Beyond that, it was really my involvement at the time with student government. Treasurer of my class several times and being involved in that, as well as the work I did on the yearbook and the newspaper, the Oculus and the Beachcomber. It was really being involved in those things. So academics are critically important, and the faculty really helped me with that. But it was really beyond that, the teamwork and the esprit de corps that I experienced here and what the school affords in terms of extracurricular activities was critically important to me and really made a huge impact on my life. I look back on that time, and I think what I would change is really be able to reach out to more students that weren't like me in various ways, in terms of interests, in terms of background, all sorts of attributes. Back in the 70s, it was different than it is today. I think people are much more accepting of others and understanding diversity in a way that's important. I think that's something that's incredible, the advancements that we've made. That was different back then. And so I think the ability to reach across those lines would have been important. And also just from an age standpoint, back in those days, you sort of stayed with your class, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. You rarely, unless you played sports or were involved in other activities and really got to know people of other classes, you didn't really broaden that. So I think if I had to do it all over again and could, I think I would have worked harder to get to know more people outside of my comfort zone and outside of my age space, if you will, or my class. And that could have even enriched the experience I had even more. So I would encourage you to be bold and unafraid, as you move on from Beechwood High School into what they call the real world, if they still call it that. I think you need to be bold and unafraid and be willing to take chances. Have a vision of what you want to accomplish, but be willing to be flexible. You're not going to achieve everything that you may have in that vision. So I think it's having goals and aspirations, but being willing to be flexible in that and be willing to stumble. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail, if I can use that term. The key thing is that you learn from those failures or those stumbles, and that you don't repeat that. If you can help it, bring those experiences into the next phase of your life, and you can build on that. That is really, I think, the critical undertaking here. And finally, be true to your values. Be true to who you are. Again, you need to be flexible. Your life will be fluid, and your thoughts and experiences may change you in hopefully positive ways over your lifetime. But your core values, who you are and what's important to you, the bedrock, and again, I started talking about family earlier in responses to one of the earlier questions, that's really critical. It is really to stay true to yourself. I think my final thought is that one day when you become an inductee into the Gallery of Success, I hope that something I've shared with you through this interview or that you'll hear me talk about on Friday when I give my comments at the assembly will be a kernel or a spark for you that allowed you on your life's journey to find your way into this chair, giving an interview as I am now, and onto the stage. That would be fantastic. That would be everything to me.